Good day, students. Welcome again to an exciting tutorial video today. This is Dr. Luisito Masanga at your service. Thank you very much to those students from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao who are faithfully and consistently watching my tutorial video. A warm round of applause to all of you. Mabuhay! Good day, students. Welcome again to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Luisito P. Masanga at your service. Today, we are going to discuss about qualitative research. And this is Module 4 for the course Advertising and Media Research. First of all, I want to thank and appreciate the students for continuously watching my tutorial video. Thank you for your support, and for that, allow me to give you a round of applause. Thank you very much. Okay. Our tutorial video has this learning outcome. At the end of this video, students will be able to understand what is qualitative research, what are the advantages and disadvantages of qualitative research, when to use qualitative research, and basically they will synthesize the qualitative research techniques. By the way, this is part 1 of my tutorial video about this topic, qualitative research. Let us start. Let us first discuss this quantitative research. What is this? Quantitative research basically is you can quantify it, meaning to say you can process the data through statistics. And this quantitative research has used a survey questionnaire called the Likert scale. The Likert scale have different choices that the respondents is going to choose. In other words, you can administer the survey and this quantitative research to large numbers of respondents, not unlike qualitative research. Okay. Let us first define what is qualitative research. Qualitative research is defined as a market research method that focuses on obtaining data through open-ended and conversational communication. Open-ended meaning to say it is questions related to the how and why. You have to explain your answer to that question. That's why it's called open-ended, not unlike the other one which is close-ended. It is a dichotomous answer, yes or no, true or false. Okay. This qualitative method is not only about what people think, but also why they think. All right? Example, let's consider a problem in the business. It is about a convenience store. This convenience store is considering investigating to improve its patronage, its customer. A systematic observation concludes that the number of men visiting this store is greater than the female gender. So one good method to determine why women were not visiting the store is to conduct an in-depth interview of potential customers in the category, which are the female gender. For example, on successfully interviewing these female customers, visiting the nearby stores and malls and selecting them through random sampling, it was known that the store doesn't have enough items for women, and so there were minimal or fewer women visiting the store, which was understood only by personally interacting with the respondents and understanding why they didn't visit the store, because there were more male products than female ones. So that's the reason. Okay? Another one, this qualitative research is based on the disciplines of social sciences, like for example, psychology, sociology, anthropology. Therefore, these qualitative research methods allow for in-depth and further probing and questioning of the respondents based on their responses, where the interviewer or the researcher also try to understand their motivation and feelings. Understanding how the audience takes decisions can help derive conclusions in market research. Very beautiful, no? In solving market problems or finding out opportunities. All right. This this qualitative research is used in exploratory research design. What is this? What do you mean by exploratory research? It is a research used to investigate a problem which is not clearly defined. Like our recent example, a convenience store who wants to know why it was not patronized by female gender, and when the investigation was conducted through in-depth interview qualitative approach, they found out that there were no items found for women in that convenience store. That's the problem. So therefore, this exploratory research investigate a problem which is not clearly defined. It is conducted to have a better understanding of the existing concern or challenge or problem, but will not provide conclusive results. For such a research, a researcher starts with the general idea and uses this research as a medium to identify issues that can be focused for future research. Let's provide an example to be clear. Let's consider a scenario where a juice bar owner feels that increasing the variety of juices will enable increase in customers. Meaning to say, you want to increase the product line and product mixes of your juices, and you want to know whether customers is going to increase. However, he is not yet sure and needs more information. So the owner intends to carry out an exploratory research to find out, and hence decide to do an exploratory to find out if expanding their juices selection will enable him to get more customers, or of if there is better idea. No? So that is an exploratory research. Okay? All right. So therefore, qualitative research, one of the major objectives of qualitative research is to gain preliminary insights into decision problems and opportunities. So, meaning to say, qualitative research aims to get initial information about problems in the business or what other opportunities can be explored. So, like what we gave the example about the convenience store and the owner of the juice bar. So, the methodology that was conducted was an in-depth interview, and you know, qualitative research aims to gain preliminary insights into decision problems and opportunities. No? Very beautiful. No? Okay. We understand that quantitative research is using a standard questions, which is normally the Likert scale. And there is a predetermined responses. Like, for example, the Likert scale is about degree of, let's say, the level of agreement. You know, strongly agree, agree, neutral, and then disagree, strongly disagree. So these are the predetermined responses of the respondents. And that is called a Likert scale. And again, just to reiterate that these surveys can be administered to large number of respondents. Uh, on the other hand, qualitative research, no, is a method that incorporates some scientific elements because there are, you know, types of interview, uh, types of qualitative research that has to be, you know, gain experience and practice in doing it because you are extracting the psychological and emotional responses of your co-researchers or respondents for that matter. That's why it could also be predicted that it might normally lack the critical elements of true reliability because you cannot process it through statistics. You have to create themes out of your data that you extracted from qualitative research. You have to extract the themes, get the similarities and difference, and try to investigate more. And, you know, sometimes you go back to your co-researcher and try to make a validity and, you know, follow up and continuity of your questions just to get the reliability of the answer of your co-researcher. So, qualitative research tends to focus on the collection of detailed amounts of primary data. Primary data, as you all aware, primary data are the data that you extracted because you legwork it. These are the data that you extracted from your respondents, not unlike secondary data. These are already data that were already done and produced by other researchers. It might be articles, journal, newspaper, internet informations. So those are secondary data. And this qualitative research emphasizes on small subjects. Yes, because sometimes doing an in-depth interview, you might have, you know, 10 co-researchers or 15 co-researchers, and then you will, you know, alternately interview those co-researchers. Okay, so in other words, asking questions is very important in qualitative research because, as I mentioned to you, it is about, you know, open-ended questions. You want to extract the reason why and how. How are they feeling? No? Why are they feeling like that? Why are they doing it? How do they do it? So these are the things. And it is generally emphasizes on small subjects because you are using this qualitative research method. When to use qualitative research? Number one, in the process of identifying a business problem or opportunity situation or establishing information requirements as given by our examples a while ago. Interested in obtaining some preliminary insights into the motivation, emotional, attitudinal, personality factors that influence marketplace behavior. In the process of building theories and models to explain marketplace behaviors or relationships between two or more marketing constructs, attempting to develop reliable and valid scale measurement for investigating in specific market factors, consumer qualities, example attitudes, emotional feelings, preferences, beliefs, perceptions, and behavioral outcomes. So really, qualitative research is very important if you want to investigate and you want to know, especially if you are a marketer, you are a company, and you want to know what is the perception of your customers towards your brand. What is the perception of your customers to your uh, reputation? As you know, are you do they perceive you as a company that caters the needs of the employees and the community as well? Are you taking care of the environment? Are you helping the community in terms of their socio-economic well-being? So these are the things because this reflects your corporate reputation. Trying to determine the preliminary effectiveness of either marketing and advertising strategies on actual marketplace behavior. You want to know how effective is your advertisement that you launch. The target is, for example, the working women. Is it really effective? So you can do a qualitative research. Try to conduct a focus group discussion or whatever type of qualitative research that's to extract the opinions, feelings, and perception of your target audience. Interested in new product or service development or repositioning current product or service images. And these are the qualitative research advantages and disadvantages. So in the advantages, we have four attributes, and disadvantages, we have one. Let's try to, try to tackle this one by one. Economical and timely data collection. That's one of the advantage. However, the disadvantage is lack of generalization. Number two, there is richness of data. Here, inability to distinguish small differences, very difficult. No? Number three, accuracy of recording marketplace behavior. The disadvantage, lack of reliability and validity to, to show proof how reliable and the inadequacy of validation. Okay? Number four, preliminary insights into building models and scale measurements. The disadvantage, difficulty finding well-trained investigator, interviewers, and observers. That is very, very correct. Guys, doing an in-depth interview it takes practice really because there are follow-up questions you need to ask. Why are they thinking like that? Can you give me an example? You are feeling this way. Can you give me an example? Why did you say that? So those are, it takes practice to be perfect. One qualitative research technique is experience survey. What is this? It refers to informal gathering of information from individuals thought to be knowledgeable on the issues relevant to the information research problem. For example, your respondents or co-researchers are all IT analysts, information technology analysts. So they are experts in information technology and you want to survey their experiences. You want to know what is their feeling about information technology. So you extract the information coming from these clusters of individuals who are knowledgeable in information technology, and that is called experience survey. Another one, for the most part, surveys differ from other types of interviewing approaches in that there is no serious attempt to ensure that the resulting data structures are representatives of any overall defined groups. Example, the research problem is difficulties in purchasing books online from Amazon. That's the research problem. Now, survey respondents dissatisfied online Amazon purchasers. No? This is the survey. No? The respondents dissatisfied online Amazon purchasers. So they are dissatisfied. Next is the protocol interview. What is protocol interview? The subject is placed in a specified decision-making situation and asked to verbally express the process and activities that he or she would undertake to make a decision. That is one type of problem solving when using qualitative research, particularly the protocol interview. The subject is maybe these are middle managers who are decision makers, no? Because managers are very expert in decision making and because they are being paid to make a sound business decision making, and they are asked to express verbally what is the process and activities that they will undertake to make a decision. So basically, they need some information so that they can make a sound business decision making. In other words, they need their their expertise, they need information, they need data to support their decision, and they know exactly what they are doing. That probably relatively to inventory management about purchasing of books in Amazon. That is one type. This protocol interview is a technique most useful when research problem focuses on selected aspect, example, motivational or procedural, of making purchase decision within either long or a very short time frame. And this can be given an example. Let's provide an example about protocol interview about Dell computers. Okay? Here is an example. The research problem is this. Dell Computer Company wants to understand how consumers are, you know, to understand the difficulties associated with the various decision components that consumers use when online purchasing Dell PCs for their homes. So, who are the respondents? These are the Dell consumers, no? Or Dell online purchasers. And uh, how do the qualitative protocol interview works. So, the Dell consumers are asked to verbalize the steps and activities they do through purchasing online. So that is what the interviewer wants to know. What is the process and what are the steps, what are the activities that you are doing when you are ordering Dell PCs by means of online. So that is a classical example of a protocol interview. That's why qualitative research is very, very useful in solving problems about the business. And you want to know also what other opportunities are there for the business to improve. So I will end my part one in this protocol interview, and I will have part two of this qualitative research. Thank you very much for watching my tutorial video. Please subscribe, share, and like the channel. I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.